Begin with a shocking comment that Hallie was just talking about made moments ago by Florida's Republican nominee for governor, Ron DeSantis, in an already dramatic and highly consequential race. He set off to face off against Democratic nominee for governor, Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum, who is the first African-American to ever claim that title in Florida. Here's what DeSantis just said about Gillum on Fox News.
How do you plan to beat him?
Well, look, I mean, Florida elections are always competitive. And, this is a guy who, although he's much too liberal for Florida, I think he's got huge problems with how he's governed Tallahassee. He is an articulate spokesman for those far left views, and he's a charismatic candidate. And, I watched those Democrat debates. None of that was my cup of tea. But, I mean, he performed better than the other people there. So we've got to work hard to make sure that we continue Florida going in a good direction. Let's build off the success we've had on Governor Scott. The last thing we need to do is to monkey this up by trying to embrace a socialist agenda with huge tax increases and bankrupting the state. That is not going to work. That's not going to be good for Florida. So I'm going to fight for what I believe in, because I think I'm the guy who can really lead Florida in a good direction.
Did you hear that? Let's be clear. That was a white Republican nominee for governor using the word monkey when talking about his black opponent for office. Monkey it up. Let's listen to that one more time.
The last thing we need to do is to monkey this up by trying to embrace a socialist agenda.
Okay, a spokesperson for DeSantis tells NBC News that DeSantis' comment, quote, had nothing to do with race or anything like that, and that it's something DeSantis says frequently to express something that was messed up or not done right. Let's talk this through. Joining me now is NBC News political reporter Ali Vitale, who lives in Orlando. Also with us, Michael Hopkins, communications consultant for Democratic nominee Andrew Gillum, and SiriusXM host Mark Thompson. Welcome to all of you. Ali, look, there are lots of issues. We're still trying to figure out what the driving force was that took Andrew Gillum from behind to the front. I talked to him several weeks ago when he was talking about his platform, which is very progressive and possibly very appealing to people. There were anti-gun lobbyists who were or groups that were interested in his message. He had young voters. He had the support of Bernie Sanders. He had the support of Tom Steyer. He had the support of George Soros. So we're not sure exactly what it is, but the fact is it is a big deal that an African-American nominee for governor is now going to be on the ticket in November. Has there been any reaction so far to DeSantis's inelegant at best monkey comments?
Yeah, exactly. And the campaign, the DeSantis campaign, did give me that response that this is something that he says, quote, frequently, and that this had nothing to do with race. But the Democratic side is saying that this is from Florida Democratic Party Chairman Terry Rizzo, who's saying it's disgusting that Ron DeSantis is launching his general election campaign with racist dog whistles. Now, I asked one of the spokespeople on the Gillum campaign earlier, what do you think that the DeSantis campaign is saying this? And really all they said is, as we say in Tallahassee, bless his heart. So I don't think they're really buying it, but this does feel a little bit like what we've actually seen with the Trump campaign over and over again. And I say campaign in the broader sense that it's usually when the president is out on the campaign trail, and in my experience, having covered him on the campaign, that there have been moments of dog whistles like this before, and then the media does exactly what we're doing right now. We break it down on the air, we try to explain to people what all the sides are saying, and then the candidate comes back and says, oh, well, the media is making all the hay about this. The DeSantis campaign seems to kind of be saying the same thing. I said, well, what do you think about people who will see this as a racial dog whistle? And they said, well, people are going to make hay of it regardless, but that's not what he was talking about. So already on the first day of this race, you're seeing some of the tendencies that we've already seen coming out of Pennsylvania Avenue happening down here in Florida. And it's just going to be another point added in the race as we kind of keep going forward, seeing how these candidates start shaping the general election, Ali.
Hey, MSNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there and click on any of the videos here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. You can get more MSNBC for free every day with our newsletters. Just visit msnbc.com/newsletters to sign up now.